All right, everybody, welcome back to another day of the Morning Joe. So we've finally kind of settled into a rhythm here. We will be doing the Morning Joe show every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of the week. Some weeks we'll do it on Friday, depending on the weeks, but we'll generally stick to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of the week, somewhere between 6:30 and 7:30 in the morning. It'll probably be closer to 6:30 most days. So today, a little bit about the Morning Joe show. So I am Dr. Brad Dieter. I am the acting COO of Macros Inc. I say acting COO because we wear a lot of hats in a given day. So I do a little of that, a little of this, a little of everything. So the Morning Joe show is a chance to feature kind of local small coffee roasting companies, kind of give them some recognition and some shout out. We're all coffee people. If you're not a coffee person, you should be a coffee person. But it's kind of a cool chance for us to review some coffee. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. And also to kind of give you guys some updates to what's going on with Macros Inc., kind of behind the scenes a little bit, and also just let you know what we're doing. And if there's any exciting updates that you guys need to be made aware of. So today we have coffee from Four Seasons Coffee. They are local here to the Inland Northwest and Spokane, Washington specifically. I was first introduced to their coffee probably, a decade ago when I was actually at brunch with my family. And they had a very good coffee at the restaurant. So I asked what it was, and it was Four Seasons Coffee. And so I've been buying a bag of theirs probably every couple months since then. So go to fourseasonscoffee.com. That is 4 with the number 4 and then seasonscoffee.com. So today we are drinking their Costa Rican blend. This is a dark blend. It's probably a little more kind of light than I like light flavors than I normally drink for my dark roast. So this is definitely not like a French roast. It's definitely more like light citrusy, even though it is a dark roast. So here's the aroma test. You definitely get that kind of like light citrusy tones. There's also like a little bit of maybe like savoriness to it that I don't know if it's like spicy or what, but it's also kind of a little bit savory. And we'll do a taste test. Yeah, I would say this definitely fits kind of a Costa Rican flavor profile. Definitely dark roasted, so it's a little more like intense and in your face than like a medium roast. I would give this like a 8.6 out of 10. I'd maybe like a little more like rich earthiness than the light citrus, but this is pretty darn good. I'll be drinking this all day today. I have a whole pot that I will get through eventually. So go to fourseasonscoffee.com. That's 4, the number 4, seasonscoffee.com. If you'd like to know more about them, you can go to their About page and you will learn all about them. I think they've been around for about 45 years here in Spokane. So that is quite a long time. So back to the agenda today. So if you guys have questions, feel free to ask them as I work through the agenda. I will get to them. Coach Aesthetics, you had asked me a question, I think on our daily MI Live last week. So it's nice to have you back here for the Morning Joe show. Dante, as always, you're here on YouTube. Love it. Nice to see you. Good vibes today. That's awesome. Coach Aesthetics also asked, can you recommend a nutrition certification that I can pursue to improve my credentials as a fitness coach? And then Leanne responded that I helped with the NASM's CNC, which is the Certified Nutrition Coach. So yes, I would 100% recommend the National Academy of Sports Medicine's nutrition certification. So I actually kind of helped write a large portion of that certification and kind of served as a senior editor and senior peer reviewer for that and kind of helped them put all that together. So I would definitely recommend checking out the NASM's CNC. That is a very, very good one. I would say, another one that's very different, but also has some great content in it. It's a little geared more towards the sports nutrition side is the CISSN. I have a free study guide that I give to people because I took that. Oh God, that must have been 2012. I took that. Man, that was 8 years ago. So if you do want to take the CISSN in addition to the CNC, reach out to me. I've got a free study guide I just make available to people. I think I'm going to turn it into like a Macros Inc. Just resource and give it away for free. The Mac Nutrition University also has a good certification. We've had several of our coaches go through that, and I've heard great things. I personally have not been through it, so I can't give any insights to that. But those would be my recommendations. So MI Live updates. We are going to be going live on our MI Live show. We've moved it to 7 a.m. Pacific, which is 9 a.m. Central Time and 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We're doing that just so it's easier for everybody's schedules. Kind of allows us to have like a morning talk show that you guys can enjoy when you're getting ready for work, driving to work, doing any of those things. Those episodes are eventually put on the casting of pods, usually a week or two later, because we have about, 12 episodes in the hopper right now that we are transitioning over to podcasts. So we release those every day or two. And we are about a week and a half, 2 weeks behind, like lag time between live and podcast. So if you want to listen to the podcast, you can definitely do that. Check it out on iTunes or Spotify. They're currently in a few other locations, but we're going to consolidate them to iTunes and Spotify just to help with rankings and algorithms and all the stuff that doesn't really matter, but does help us get out there a little bit more. So 7 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central will be MI Live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Podcast release, we should have another one that's being released today and then another one tomorrow. And then we'll have another one Friday. So we're definitely rolling these out, usually 3 to 5 a week. So you guys have a ton of content to listen to. The more you guys can actually go and subscribe to our podcast, the more resources we can dump into it, the more people we can reach, and the better our content can get. So help us help you. So go listen to the podcast, subscribe, download every single episode, and jack up those numbers. New blogs. We have somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 new blogs on the website as of last week. So go to the NutriWiki specifically and peruse. We just transferred a bunch of content from an old platform that I used to use for myself, and those are all now under the Macros Inc. umbrella. So we should have about 20 to 25 new articles for you guys to go check out. And then the other thing is, we finished our first round of coaching hires for our last cohort a couple weeks ago, and we are now opening another round of coaching hires. I'll be making an announcement. We got a lot of applications last time. I did my best to try to respond to everybody, in terms of emails, interviews, and it got to the point where we had so many applications, we're just trying to respond to every single thing got a little impossible, but we are going to be making another round of coaching hires. So we will be making a announcement about that. So if you are interested in potentially coaching with us and you want to know the requirements and the credentials that are needed to work with us, visit macrosinc.net/job-board. I'm going to see if I can pop that up right now. Yep. This software is so fancy. I can do everything I need on here. macrosinc.net/job-board. And you can click there, and there will be all the information you need to know about joining us as a coach. So we're going to be hiring a few more coaches here in the month of probably late July, early August, and we'll be training you guys up to be released to the wild of coaching by early fall. So that's super exciting. A couple questions here before we go along our merry way. Coach Aesthetics said, I'm preparing for my Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and want to become a nutrition researcher like you and Alan. You guys are my role models. Super thankful that we're able to be role models for people. I was actually working on a presentation last night, and I'm gonna pull up the data because I think it's that powerful, and I think people should know about it. So I have a very clear idea and vision for what I think nutrition coaching and health and fitness coaching is going to be in the future. So if we project out to 2025, there is going to be a shortage somewhere in the neighborhood of about 200,000 physicians, maybe even more than that. So there's going to be a major shortage of how many physicians we have. The healthcare coaching direct-to-consumer business is growing substantially, and it's projected that we're going to have over 120,000 health coaches in the world practicing by 2022. Now, one of the things that we strive to do here at Macros Inc. is really build a very structured, very high quality, very robust health coaching platform. So these coaches who have these aspirations to help people and kind of fill the gap of physician shortages, that they have a platform that provides them the correct training, scope of practice guidelines, proper insurance, all the things, and then oversight, all those sorts of things. Is how can we take our field and kind of elevate it to really be in the front line of healthcare? So that's one of the big things that we're going to do here at Macros Inc. over the next several years. And that's actually a pretty cool thing. So we're at a very interesting time. And then the other thing that's really interesting is, if you look at the data, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 60% of all American adults really want coaching. Like they would actively like coaching. But only 5% of people know where to get coaching. So we have a lot of brand awareness to do in terms of that. Last question before we bounce out of here is, how do you respond to quacks who state that energy deficit doesn't matter for fat loss and it's more about the types of foods and nutrient timing? That's one of those things where I just try to have a discussion around, try to get to the underlying premises of why they think that is. Generally, if you can ask them enough questions like, well, why do you think food type matters? Why do you think nutrient timing matters? And if you can really get them all the way down to like core principles, they will usually have to acknowledge that it's about energy deficit, because they can't provide you like a sufficient underlying mechanism for why a specific food or specific timing would result in, fat loss if the energy deficit isn't accounted for. So generally, I just try to like ask those questions to get them to kind of that fundamental answer. So we had one more comment, and then we're going to wrap up here so we can let people on their merry day. I want to help with coaching, but I'm a psychologist, so I'm getting more into pain and perception. So there's a huge need for learning to manage, chronic pain, actual physical, real pain, psychosomatic pain, all those things, especially as we're starting to see more and more of those creep up. So if you're a psychologist and kind of that's your area of expertise, we need a lot of those people over the next few years as well. So I'd say keep doing what you're doing and keep trying to hone your craft. So anyway, that's the Morning Joe. Go check out fourseasonscoffee.com. If you are interested in signing up with Macros Inc. for coaching, go to macrosinc.net/services. If you would like to learn more or educate yourself, go to NutriWiki.org. Go to macrosinc.net/podcast if you'd like to listen to our podcast. And the very last one I'll say is subscribe to us on YouTube. If we can hit 100,000 subscribers, we're going to donate $10,000 to charity. So take 8 seconds, click on that link, go click on the subscribe button. As soon as that happens, we will be donating $10,000 to charity. So bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. We're out of here. Peace out.